on that it makes me very, very happy. Very, very happy. We'll go over all of this and then some. XRP Ricky Ripple, thank you for re-upping in Tom's Army for your 6+ months with the XRP Predictor, along with Mark Casson and UK Phil. All three of you in Tom's Army for 6+ months. And Rob Hokelik as well with 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. Tanya, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Smashing in Texas, welcome in. JW, good evening, or good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Don't forget to smash that like button, Muda. Yes, sir. Make sure to hit that like button, indeed, smashing in Texas. Thank you for that. Coffee and Crypto, blast off, indeed. We've got some major movement here. We talked about if anybody was available, and I hope some of you paid attention before the weekend. I've never put an update out like that before the weekend. And we'll see how many people end up showing up in here, which I couldn't give a rat's ass how many people are in here. I was going to do a morning update, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a live. But before the weekend, we talked about XRP plus 7% rally to 62.6. And if you were part of the live, we talked about this exact move up to 64 cents. Because we said, we'll go over it, but we talked about it. We front ran this because it was so obvious that this was going to happen. And I got brutalized in the comments, which I love. Anthony the Third, welcome in and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Roy, welcome in and thanks for being in your first month in Tom's Army with the the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Thank you so much for that. You and Coffee and Crypto, thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month, along with Swirl View YouTube, our newest member in Tom's Army, by the way. Thank you for just joining Tom's Army very recently and being in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Simon, welcome in. Mo, good evening, or good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Predictor. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Says hit that like button, indeed. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2+ months with the XRP, the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Honey, welcome in. Paul House Barbecue Prosperity Fund. When crash, we'll find out. Tanya May, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army, as I said, for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Brad Fuston, welcome in. John London, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Multiple people in with that 3+ year emoji badge being in Tom's Army for long, sustainable amounts of times. Wow. That's incredible. Mark Caston, welcome in, along with For Sure Enterprise. Thank you both for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Darren Ibrin, welcome in. 777 DW Brown, 100,000 XRP retirement by December. Oh, wow. Great amount, too. Great amount. Jack, welcome in. Is this the breakout we need? We'll find out together right now. That's why I went live. But being over that, we'll get into this very quickly. XRP Ricky Ripple, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Says, sorry, missed last month payment. Hey, you're in Tom's Army again. You're all good, my friend. Kryptonian, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. We're going to find a lot out about what's going on here, too, with Bitcoin while we're doing this live, because Bitcoin has a possible setup of a massive W reversal. This is it. No more breaking under 60 cents. I don't know if we can make that claim, my friend, but this was definitely a big, big push up. It did not surprise anybody in this community. I actually made a very good amount of money this weekend. I have no active leverage trade right now open. After this move today, it hit my resistance, and I had to call a spade because now I need to monitor. Actually, what I'm looking at is Bitcoin, to be honest with you. A little nice shuffle reverse, but we'll see. We'll see. I still have my spot position a nice from 34 and 38 cents at XRP, so that's almost doubled now, which is beautiful. Sean, welcome in, and I hope you're having a pleasant day. My main man from Maine there. Bring back Sherman. Yes, 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 yes. Sherman is a very popular little guy, I must say. But we got to take a look at this. Let me timestamp this very quickly because I don't think I did. Good morning. 11:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, September 29th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Greg, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Outhouse Crypto News. Says hit that like button. Jason Setta, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over a year with the I Told You So badge. Love seeing everybody in here this morning. So, what do we look at for XRP? Well, on Friday when we were all together, I can't restart, George. I got suspended. I have no availability for copy trading. Some of you would have had a 70-something% rise on my copy trade if I wouldn't have got reported by all of you that were copy trading me. Well, some of you. I can no longer do copy trading. I have to wait for BITUNIX to allow me to do it on their platform because I was suspended from doing it indefinitely on HOTCOIN, even though we're up 237%. Well, now we'd be up way more than that because this trade was a tailor-made trade. That's why I tried to let everybody know the positioning, the stop losses, and everything you needed to do. Remember on Friday when we talked about, okay, it's not just the move up on this particular formation. It wasn't just the technical run up to 62.5. If we got on top of 62.5, it was hard for me to believe that we wouldn't come up at least to 63.95. Now you had two options. It either comes up here and comes right back through and has to run back down, or the better option now, since we're on top, if it back tests here at 64 cents, actually 63.9 cents, if we back test and we're able to hold this area and this became the new support, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the rising channel now. That means your next found support is at 88.58 cents, the resistance. Hear me out. If we got over the rising channel and now we're holding this channel, the next technical resistance is all the way up at 88.5 cents. Now you can micromanage this, but there's no reason to, because now we've got all the technical targets. If we come all the way up here and this is no longer, there's nothing. If we broke on top of this, the technical target from this consolidation is all the way up at 96 cents. So we're going to have to ask ourselves a question like, is this the end of this rally, or is this just the start of a fantastic, beautiful, all-inspiring rally that we've been waiting a very long time for? The technical breakups here out of this short-term cup and handle that we have now broken over is $1.18 is the technical target off this cup and handle. That's not a joke. And then the further target is much, much higher. Rockin' XRP Painter, welcome in. Thanks for being in Towns Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Says, sup y'all, been a while. Yes, indeed. The Chef's Table on Wheels, welcome in. God bless you as well, my friend. Robert, good morning. Got it, thanks. Sorry to remind us all about them. No, it's okay, George. I think some need to be reminded of why I'm just leverage trading on my own right now and just giving you guys the advice instead of having you copy trade with me. We would be up so much right now. We'd be up well over 350% today. That's the shit part about this. Because I would have had the initial trade like I did on my own from 58, whatever it was, 58.60 to 60. I did it exactly like I told everybody on Friday. I did not obtain at all. I bought in on Friday exactly where I showed everybody with the exact stop loss I showed everybody. I rode the initial wave, just like I said I would, up to 62.5, and I talked about when it back tested. So the initial move went to 63.3. I was out at like 62.9. Rebought back in last night when it came down here. Had this invert right arm at 62.07. I bought in at 62.11 with a stop loss at 60.7. It was a big stop loss, but I wasn't willing to lose out on it before the rise up since it was holding 62.5 area, or at least trying to. So I took an educated stab. And that, again, I mean, it's just been a spectacular weekend. It's just been a spectacular weekend for XRP. And the reason why it's been so good is I was getting criticized the end of the week about how technical analysis doesn't matter. And I made the exact point about how it doesn't matter, but yet you could get out in front of this move, but yet nobody will that doesn't believe in the technicals. It was such a tailor-made move that nobody should be surprised. I mean, I charted it out for everybody. And we said once it got over 62.5, we'd come up to that cup and handle resistance at 63.95, and that would tell us how bearish or bullish we are. Because what we were looking for once it came up to 63.95 is it either comes up, and we were hoping for this, and then a bounce off and continuation, or you do this, you kind of get squeezed, come up, and then move out. Either way would be extremely bullish, but we needed to get past that 62.5 to make any of this happen. The fact that we came up so easily over 62.5, consolidated below it, and then just rocketed above. This is tailor-made bullish situation. Now, the problem is what did we say before the weekend? We can almost guarantee, even though nothing's 100%, we could almost guarantee a move by XRP. Why? Because we came above, we have the escrow dump coming, so we knew there would be 1 billion XRP being released from escrow. As typical. Now, if you're looking at Bitcoin, I highly encourage you not to take a trade out in Bitcoin yet. There is a setup on Bitcoin if it were to maintain. So that is what I'm looking at during this live. Will Bitcoin hold this setup and be able to bounce out of here, or is it forming some kind of head and shoulders pattern here? Like, is there some kind of topping pattern that's starting here? It's still raining, so I'm doing the best I can because we're getting the swirling winds from the Hurricane Helena. Last 2 days have been pretty rainy. I'm underneath my umbrella, so hopefully this pans out. But if you're looking for Bitcoin, you need to make sure that it would hold 65,465. Otherwise, I have a very strong suspicion that if this busts down, you could have a trade here to the short side. If it loses 65,450 down to about, it's only about a 500 point drop, but we got to watch Bitcoin here because it technically didn't finish out the targeted move. With it coming all the way up here, I really expected Bitcoin to finish this move up to 68,658. So I think it'd be a tailor-made buy if it does hold that support around 60. Here, let me do this accurately. Because this wick went up to 65,178. We don't need the wick. I would say as long as it holds this area, we actually have a opportune moment in Bitcoin, but we want to see continuation out of Bitcoin. We don't want to see the market reverse right now. I almost dare say there could be a short setting up for XRP, but it's just so dangerous where you would take it. The fact that we had such an overzealous run, we know what ends up happening. We get more people than not. We would get more people than not that are buying now. And with that escrow dump of 1 billion, this to me seems the standard operating procedure. That's why we knew on Friday we were going to have a big move. And yeah, some people say, well, Tom, how can you say it's a big move if XRP's only gone up? Well, it was at 58. And look, this is the exact buy point. Some people bought right here. So we'll just go from the jump street. Just from there, XRP went up better than 11%. Some people are like, well, that's not a lot. In less than, what, 48 hours? If I told you if you put $1,000 down in less than 48 hours, you could make 11%. Or if you put $10,000 down, you could make 11%. I mean, I think you'd be pretty happy. I think you'd be pretty happy. Now the problem is we're going to get a lot of unhappy people. You're going to get a lot of people, the Johnny come lately on Sunday that sees XRP flailing to the top side. And like, holy shit, I got to get on this before it's over. It went all the way up to 65 cents. I should have said in the opening it broke 65. I said 64. But it did break 65, and at some point, someone's going to get their neck snapped. I'm telling you right now. Someone is going to get their neck snapped. And you're right, True. It absolutely should. Everybody who's saying that should. Thank you for the $10 donation. I did not see who that was. I need to wait for the next comment. That is incredibly generous. And if you are looking to show support, please, I front ran this market for each and every one of you. This has been my weakest month of support all year, believe it or not, as far as, you know, the total profit of my channel. So if you have been watching and you want to pay it forward, this would be a great time. This would be a great time. I'd love to see new members of Tom's Army. I would love to see that pay it forward mentality. It is ultra motivating to see people support you with their hard-earned money. Hamza, thank you for the $10 donation. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, it is a big deal, Nathan, but the bigger deal right now would be if XRP, and this is the truth, XRP, the biggest deal so far of 2024 has gone unnoticed. That break above that 2018 resistance, was huge to get through. That's what alerted us that we have a big move coming. Now, once we created this consolidation here, as long as we were on the top side, we knew we were coming up to at least 64 cent area. Now, the minimum target was 62.5, but we felt like if it came above there, we're above the rising channel resistance, there's no reason to cut short and not get to 63.95. Now, we did talk about, and I know somebody mentioned it in the comments, that resistance over the weekend, if we got past these 2 points, and the excitement factor, we still have to get past, and we all remember the start of the weekend, 65.75 cents. This is all for nothing if we don't break past the recent high. And I mean, I don't want to say it's all for nothing, but it would give you a level of consolidation back to 62.5 likely. No, not 62.5. What am I talking about? That's the second step of support. Rob, thank you for the $13.99 donation. That was incredibly generous, Rob. Seriously, that was incredibly generous. I'm glad I was able to send you a message before the outbreak too, though, so that made me happy. that we were able to talk back and forth and you were able to make some on that push up. Makes me sad that I can't copy trade. I'll be honest. I was having a hell of a lot of fun doing the copy trading. I didn't even care if I was winning or losing. I was having so much fun. Despite all of the exchange problems, I can't wait for Bitcoin or BITUNIX to allow the copy trading. It is so saddened that we had to stop that up 230+%. We would have made over 70% this weekend too, which is it's tough. It's a tough one. Even if I did a 5x trade, we would have made over 55%. It's a tough one. I mean, I made over 70 or 65 on my own. It's a shame that we couldn't do what we intended to. And right now, 65.88 cents, everybody. 65.88 cents. I got greedy and I got liquidated. Likely, if you got liquidated, you probably put on way too high of leverage. I told my audience to do 10x or 5x. No, the casino definitely didn't like me and my friends winning. And we had 35 people copy trading. So you figure even on a $100 trade, on a 5x trade, that's $500 of my own in real value, because 100 times 5 is 500. But imagine 35 people. Imagine 35 people. Yeah, 20x would have worked. You're right. But how did you know that before? You wouldn't have. 10x was on the precautionary side, so you could put the stop loss like I showed everybody over the weekend before the run up. The whole point of the 10x setup, which I did higher than 10x. I actually did a 22x setup, so I agree with you. It absolutely wouldn't have mattered. But when we got this 57.3 dump down, remember what I said? You can either buy here or you buy the back test. And I decided to not buy here because I waited for the back test because I was setting up all my stuff. And by the time I got home and everything was set up after my son's therapies on Friday, it was beautiful. We even called the dump down, but it was a beautiful setup. The 22x trade, I had the stop loss under. It was actually a very simple trade. It was a very simple trade. I mean, you ride it from here. Let's just say you bought it at 58.60. Even if you came all the way down here at 57.4, because I didn't put a stop loss, as all of you know. I went into the weekend with no stop loss when I went to bed. And I said, if it busts me, it busts me. And I had the stop loss underneath that support at 57.4. I showed the audience how you could put it under here. And if it broke down at 58.23, then maybe it was good for nothing. That's actually the support we bought it on when it came back off of that wick. So, I mean, there was a lot of opportunity this weekend. A lot of opportunity. But I believe, honestly, once we get to 65.7, the escrow dump we're getting, this is probably going to be a pump and dump. I don't want to break everybody's hearts, but I believe this will probably be a pump and dump. Now, could I be wrong? I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. And the only way that I really see if I'll be wrong is if Bitcoin can fucking finish this and go up to 68,000. I'm telling you, do we take a chance on Bitcoin? And it would only be a 10x trade, maybe 20 if you got some balls. But do you take a chance and say, okay, I'm going to ride Bitcoin and I'm going to hold it until 64,644. That's a 1.68% dump, or a possibility you could hold through. Or do you think Bitcoin's coming down here? Because technically Bitcoin's technical target, and I'm not sugarcoating this for anybody, the technical target, and we could well be out in front of it just like XRP was before the weekend. We have a megaphone pattern. We have a cup and handle. So I think it's coming up to rejection at 68,658, whether it's bearish or bullish, unless we lose 64,739. That's been my overwhelming feeling. So, you know, it's going to be one of those situations. Wow, whoa. I had, hey, my $50 purchase last night, by the way, on FanDuel yesterday, I hit a stellar 16 parlay yesterday. $50 turned into 400. I was so happy about that. And I haven't gambled on a parlay like that in some time, but I told everybody yesterday when I did my update that I was setting up a parlay, which is funny. Brian, thank you for the $5 donation yesterday on Cash App. I greatly appreciate that. Kryptonian, thank you for the $5 donation this morning on Cash App as well. The generosity this morning is a beautiful thing to see. I love seeing the generosity. Like I said, it was a very less than stellar month here for support, which is fine. We had a less than stellar month the whole month. But what did I say? It's bearish until it's not. So let me ask everybody a question, because if you want me to, there's all right, everybody. 233 people here. I come to you on a Sunday morning with all this information. I front ran the entire move for this entire audience, and you're telling me I can only get 90 fucking likes out of 236 people watching? That's humiliating. I'm humiliated. You want to talk about how we can make such a dent right now in my audience and get a new viewing audience? 95 people have hit that. That's all I'm worth to you is 95 freaking likes. 95 likes. Wow. I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm not going to look at any of that anymore until like 12 o'clock. That will just... Mark Caston, thank you so much for the $2 donation. I greatly appreciate that. DJ, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. My friend, you can't copy trade me. I got suspended from copy trading because people complained when we were up 237%, so I got suspended indefinitely, unfortunately. So you'll never be able to find me copy trading on HOTCOIN again. They suspended my account for copy trading indefinitely, which means forever. And then but when BITUNIX allows it, I will be doing it there. And win, lose, or draw, I don't really give a rat's ass whether I win, lose, or draw. I take my own trading technique, and if you lose 50 bucks on a trade, you got to deal with it. But guess what? Yeah, oh yeah, HOTCOIN sucked anyhow. You're not wrong about that with the copy trading. Now, when I leverage trade on my own, which I won't on HOTCOIN just because of principle, it worked fine. Spot trading, I'll still use HOTCOIN because I like some of the setups. But BITUNIX is where I make my leverage trades. Somebody complained and said that I was scamming and all this other stuff nonsense. And they said that I was more of a bot and all this stuff. Because they lost, the bottom line is they lost $27 on a trade that day and they got pissed off. Over $27. DJ, I can't wait until you can start copy trading me as well. I was having so much fun with it. Despite all of the shenanigans, we were up well over 230% at the end. But yeah, that's for yesteryear. I've actually been more free to do what I need to do here on the charts without having everybody, complain about that. As you can see, I don't get a lot of support with the likes, so I was going well beyond myself to do a lot of things. I was physically exhausting myself with everything I have to do with my kids and everything with the charts. And then honestly, to see that it's the lowest month of appreciation I've had in the entire year was kind of odd to see that, because we front ran the dump, we front ran the pump. I'm starting to see a lot of support lately in the last several days, like last 4 days. So that's nice to see. Well, yesterday, not really, but today there's been good. 2 days ago, there was good. So it comes and goes. I don't really worry about all that. That's all I didn't start this change, the station for financial compensation. I know how to trade. I don't want to say that I'm an elite trader because I don't like to brag and I like to stay humble, but I'm a better than not trader than most. Like, I'm a better than not trader than most. And this is what we're looking for, folks. This is the exact move right now. If XRP can... This is what we want right now. Let's go, baby. If anybody's not part of Tom's Army right now, please, I encourage you to pay attention. But we did break 66, but remember, that's our resistance. Don't get too in front of yourself, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I'm the best in the business, because of moments like this. Because I don't let my emotion dictate what I'm doing, but I am very passionate about what I do. So 65.7. Let's see if we can break over this and use this as the support, because this would be a bona fide breakout if we do. We've gotten over the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, folks. That is a huge pivot layer we're over right now at 65.88. There's 60. Oh, man. This is where it gets exciting. This is where it gets exciting. Man, oh, man. Man, oh, man. Thank you, my Michigander brother. Hey, Jeremy, thank you so much for the $60 or the $20 donation. I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that, and welcome in my brother in from Michigan. And the reason I did a live this morning is I didn't want to just do an update. I felt like something big was starting to happen, and whether it gets rejected here or not, we've got to watch this part together. So now remember, we're so oversold right now. Remember, I have the RSI inverted. We have it inverted, so we're oversold big time. I mean, overbought big time in the 30, 45 hourlies pressing, 2 hourlies pressing, 3 hourlies. Oh shit, pressing, 4 hourly. Oh boy. So, in my opinion, God, if you had the balls here, which I don't know if you should because we're pumping right now, and it's, you never want to front run. You want to see the setup first for a potential pullback. And right now we're up 7.6% on the day. We have, thank you everybody for getting it up to 165 likes. I really appreciate that. Like, that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. I looked a little early because I suspected some of you were hitting the like button. If you think XRP, you know, if you think that's gonna hold this back test now at 65.87 if we have one, we don't know though. There's no way to trade this. There's no way to trade this because it looks bullish right now. It's just we're becoming overextended in the shorter time frames. This is generally where if you buy right now because you missed out on the pump, and let me be very frank, everybody, you missed out on the pump. We front ran this, and I told everybody at 58.4 where to buy and where to put that stop loss. It's up 13.3% currently. Do we think that it's going to continue this extraordinary push up here? Or do we think with the escrow, and the escrow is not tomorrow. It's not. We don't have the escrow until the 1st, so we don't have to worry about it dumping tonight as far as the escrow. But what we have to worry about is a dump because we've hit this resistance wall. When you hit resistance walls, this is where you have to back to. I don't care what anybody says. I would be stunned if we don't back test 65.7 or 6. Yeah, I would be stunned. I would be absolutely stunned. And that's why I said if you had the cojones at 66, whatever it was, 66.40, and it's a cojones because it very well could break past here. I think the better but than not opportunity with what XRP's been doing, do we feel like Bitcoin is putting in a sneaky reversal? I'm just curious because if it is, if this is a sneaky W reversal, XRP's not done. It would mean XRP might have to consolidate after, but it wouldn't be done. If this is a W, and I need the audience to be honest with me, do we think this is a topping reversal? Do we think this is a topping reversal? Or do we think there's something bigger possibly forming here? This is what I need to know. Is this forming a W reversal here? Or is this a rejection and now we would come down to 64,600? Well, the technical drop, let me measure this out because then you would know. And there wouldn't even be a reason to have a stop loss underneath 65,337 if we broke this pattern. So if you bought this, you'd be buying it in the hopes that 65,337 would be the stop, or just go with 65,290. Give it some room. 65,290, and you would sell out in the hopes that if it did break down, you could buy back at worst at 64,499. And then, oh, the DXY is trashed. It's trashed, but it does have a chance at a small rebound. But the technical target here of this short-term breakout would be 66,754. I still know that Bitcoin has a technical move to 68,658 unless it gets invalidated. I don't know what to do here. I would love to hear my audience's take on this. We've got the commodities, the futures markets, gold, silver coming back online tonight. Gold had that pullback we were looking for Monday morning. I keep telling everybody to watch B2 Gold, see what's going on. The DXY ended very, very interesting, as it looks like had a V-shape, and I almost did an update about this V-shape recovery, which would lead gold a little bit. Could this come up to 166? Could it come up more? I mean, it could, but the DXY is getting trashed right now, and for good reason. For good reason. So, everybody who's watching, I'm not saying anything else for a minute. I want to know, Bitcoin, and just type in Bitcoin, yes or no, it's going to bullishly break out here to 66,800, or no, and that would mean you think it's going to go down to like 64,500 area. And do you think XRP is going to continue breaking out? Yes, if you think it goes straight up to 71, or no, if you think it has to at least come back to 65, 65 and a half. So I just, my opinion, stay the hell away from Bitcoin. Oh, well, yeah, from a spot position, no one's talking about it from spot. I'm talking about it purely from leverage. I don't trade Bitcoin in spot ever. Unless I'm sending money somewhere that I need to use Bitcoin. So with XRP, I would say it's either going to hold 65.88 or we come back to 63.95. If it holds 65.98, 71 cents is just a stone. It's literally just right down the road. And then for Bitcoin, it's tricky, but I still think that it's got a better than not shot of pushing up. We had a nice consolidatory candle in the 30 before this, but I don't know, man. It's tough. I wouldn't disagree with anybody for what they're saying, but those are the short targets on Bitcoin, whether it breaks up or down, and then 68,658 is technically the target. I think this is going to keep going. My boss sold yesterday hoping for it to drop. I'm holding thinking Bitcoin is going to see some money next week. I'm not disagreeing with you about Bitcoin next week. Bitcoin has that cup and handle, folks. That's a megaphone pattern. So the only reason why it would fall bearish is it needs, man, it's so tough because it does seem like it needs to come to 68,658 first. Sir Smoke Slot says, I've been watching a while, just showing some love on this day of gains. Thank you for what you do. Hey, I appreciate that $20 donation and also being your 5th YouTube super chat. Love the info. Keep it up. I do it for a reason. I do it for a reason. I truly believe in what I do. The Czar, that's the, oh, shoot, I forgot. That's like the African something. Shoot, I can't remember what that one is. But thank you for the 140 Czar. I greatly appreciate that. Your 3rd donation. I think that's South Africa. Man, I always forget that one. Man and his dog with a $10 donation. His 3rd ever YouTube super chat. All praise and glory to Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you for all you do, Tom. Everyone hit the like button. Excellent. Excellent. I appreciate that. And yes, don't forget to give thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ here on this fine Sunday morning. I would have been in church right now, but my son was up until 2 a.m., so I didn't even get up until I got up and had shower, shaved, did everything I needed to do before, and church had already started, so I decided just to do a live. Sir Smokes a Lot, welcome to Tom's Army, baby. You've just made me the happiest person in the world today. Joining Tom's Army, getting a new member lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. It lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. It really does. I know, Sean, and I know you're doing spectacular this weekend with what you hold. So, with Bitcoin, with everything I'm seeing, and it's a very, 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 very dangerous trade, but I'm going to do exactly what I told my audience. I'm going to take the trade out. I'm going to put the stop loss at 65,290. With what I made this weekend, this is a minute loss if I lose it. And because of how I traded this weekend, I have no remorse doing this trade. So we're going to do it. I just want to see at a 22x trade what the stop loss number is looking like. So at 60, and I don't, not because I think this is going to 100% break out, because I'm surely not saying that. So on a, let's put it this way, on a $390 trade at 22x, it's a $59 risk. So you're risking $59, and we say our first target 66,754. So that's a 2.5 to 1 trade, but ultimately we think this should be going up to, if it plays bullish, 68,800 range. So you're actually playing it for a $400. So you're basically looking for a 100% return if it makes this transparently, or you're looking to get stopped out at a 57. So you're looking at a $57 risk on a 22x trade at about 400 bucks, and your risk reward is a 1-to-1. So you're risking your entire portfolio. You're losing $57, but you're risking it to make 400 at 68,800, or about 160 at 66,754. So a 3-to-1 if it hits 66,754, or about 7-to-1 if it hits this actual technical move up. Now remember, you have a $57 risk. Same thing as what happened with XRP. I had a risk before the game, and guess what? I don't care, because I'm seeing what I see, and I'm going to make the move like I see. Jeremy, welcome into Tom's Army. Holy crap. Andy did it at the OG level. The OG level is like $29.99 a month, or $24.99, or I don't remember what it is. I don't ever expect anybody to join that one. That is incredible. Thank you so much for that, Jeremy. That's amazing. That's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how I trade. This is how I trade. I don't leave it up to chance. So the stop loss should be at 65,000. See this uptrend? 65,000. You could even put it at 477. I like to allow a wick below, so I put it to 290 just in case it wicked us down. Now, do I see reasons to be optimistic? Absolutely. Do I see reasons to be not optimistic? You better believe it. This could go either way. Julie, welcome in. My significant other, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. She's the original OG. She's the first one to ever join Tom's Army aside from me. Bah. I joined it first. Had 3 created accounts that joined it with me that are still in Tom's Army all these years later. And then Julie joined. So we were the first 4 members of Tom's Army in our household. My son uses one of the accounts. Julie uses one. I use one. And one of them is my Fortnite account. That I should be posting Fortnite videos on here. But you know.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everybody. 313 people, Julie. Holy shit. 219 likes. We'll take it. We'll take it. So what do we think, folks? What do we think? I just showed you my own secret on how I trade. And literally, I can sit here and go, XRP made me well over $600 this weekend on my leverage trading. If I lose $57 on Bitcoin, do I care? No. But I want to miss out on an opportunity when it's set up like this. No, understanding that there is a fearful moment here because Bitcoin is in a weird spot. Now, one thing that can show us some evidence of what's coming is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this strategy, the USDT dominance. So when the dominance gets too high, it means that we're going to have a market dump. When the dominance starts dumping, we get nice pushes up in crypto, ladies and gentlemen. And what's the dominance doing right now in USDT? It's deep diving. We talked about the exact move up, and then if it broke below the little cup after, and it's broken below this, it came up and filled that technical target. Do you know how many people told me to watch different YouTube channels of people that did this, that said this was coming all the way up to 10, 9%, market's going to go down where it hasn't been in, a couple years. And I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a cup and handle built. Unless it breaks above this, the only way we can even get up here is if we break above this short-term pattern. And what did we do? The floor dropped out as we mostly suspected. I don't like to call people out who think they know technical analysis, so I don't. In the real world that do it on YouTube, but I try to stay humble enough to try to help when people tell me, and I try to motivate you on reasons why you can watch other people. But when it comes to technicals, I would encourage you to stick around this channel. And some people say, oh, he's the XRP future millionaire. You're going to make dick. Well, I mean, in 2021, we made 12 grand on XRP in profit. Turn that into gold and silver. Gold at $1,600, silver at $14. I mean, turned it into everything you see now with XRP with the leftover, because I had to have 3,500, 4,000 still to the side after doing all those purchases. Bought XRP back at 28, needed to build capital at 28.5, sold it at 44. Now I had over 5,000, 5,500 area. Then I was able to build it up. I bought my XRP back. I have over 12,000 in a cold wallet and more still, but that's how many I won't touch in the cold wallet. Bought some at 34, bought some again at 38. Very happy about not being afraid. Even showed everybody the swing trade at 48 on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, which is doing phenomenal again. We have XRP Healthcare, which we haven't even talked about in its consolidation, which I managed to put over 55,000 tokens staked, which is about to end for my last of my staking, which put me well over 60,000 after the staking. And we're just watching this. We're looking for that next move up to 494 and ultimately knowing we're coming up over 7 cents in time. Could we break down? We could. We absolutely could continue to break down. But everything I'm seeing here with XRP Healthcare, it looks like we're getting ready for that next push. Remember where we were at with XRP before that move? That's basically where it sits with XRP Healthcare right now. XRP had about a 13, 14% move in the last 48 hours. It's a little bit bigger with XRP Healthcare when you start talking about the numbers. So me becoming an XRP millionaire, it has several different legs. Not to mention we built a portfolio over 13,000 in precious metals from 3,500 earlier this year, which everybody watched me do in real time. That portfolio is well over 13,000 in precious metals. We started with 3,500 in B2 Gold. Now I'm not even in B2 Gold right now. I'm looking for the move on Monday because I sold at 338, as all of you know, and I targeted $3.15. I practice what I preach. Do I feel stupid for not buying it on Friday? You better believe it. At 320, 319, that was probably an oversight. But I also see the fact that, I seen a little more opportunity with how gold was ending, so I might have been selfish. I might be a selfish prick right now, and it might cost me. And that's okay, because I sold out at 338. Even if it opened at 330, I still have 8 cents less per share. That cost myself over 10 cents per token or per share. I have 3,000 shares plus when I buy it back. So that would be a $300 miss. $300 miss. So now you start to look at the way the markets move. XRP took all the volatility. Remember what we said at 66.5. If you had the balls, you could short it. It would just take a lot of testicular fortitude, and you might have already been able to get out of that trade depending on how much you would have leveraged. But now it's coming back down to the first support of 65.88. And guys, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not a wizard. You can all do this. You just have to understand the fundamental setups. That's it. If you just take anything from me and you understand the pattern setups, you can take risky trades like on Bitcoin and have such a minute risk that you look at it and you're like, oh, what the fuck? That isn't even much of a risk at all after what we just profited. Of course it's not. But you try to front run it. Does that mean it's going to play out? Probably not. Probably not. But you look at it in that standpoint. Now, oh yeah, XLM always catches up. Always catches up. And if I'd have been paying attention to XLM at the start of this live, we could have watched it through the last part of the breakout. But it is the twin of XRP. The technical move up. And look how far we have to go still. So do we think it's over? XLM's technical breakup was up to 10.95. And we always talk about where X marks the spot, how it always comes close to that, where the breakout's at. Look how close it came. I projected it here from way back here. And it broke out. I would say that's a pretty damn good breakout. Now, it did break out from right here. So you have to judge it from that area. So it's actually 10.92. The breakout back test would have been there. I mean, this looks absolutely spectacular now for the finish. But the only problem is everybody's looking at it now. Look how oversold everything became right now in this very quick moment. Notice how XRP dropped real quick back down to where we said our technical zone was. Do I think Bitcoin is just going to run out of here? Absolutely not. In fact, I think it's probably going to drop down. But I still like to set myself up just in case. Plus, for transparency purposes, I figured there were so many people watching, I would show you how to set up a trade, even without showing you how to set up a trade, by telling you about it, and then doing it. So, I do thank everybody for being in here. 304 people. Now we got to get to some reading. Ripple mints 350. Remember what listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you think it's any coincidence XRP ran when they had to mint all these RLUSD and privately trade it, I told you the single biggest influence for XRP with the RLUSD token is the gas fees. You move 350,000 RLUSD stablecoins in 24 hours by minting it. You have gas token. You have gas fees. XRP is the main gas token. So a lot of people are getting fucked because they don't understand. And they missed out on the easiest gains you'll ever make over the weekend. I'm just saying. That was the easiest weekend I've had all year. I don't remember the last time on a Friday I talked about a pump instead of a dump. And being so convicted, like having such conviction, if you haven't followed my station yet, literally, please hit that subscribe button. We went over 25,600 subscribers today, which is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. But, or 23,600, I think I said 25, but all you had to do was look on Friday. XRP plus 7% to 62.6. That was the initial move. Then we talked about, on the live, about the explosive weekend and how high it could actually go. It was so, it was an interesting time because I was getting criticized before the weekend by some. It was a fun time on Friday because I said, well, most of you who are saying that XRP is a pile of shit, I took out a leverage trade and here's your stop loss, here's all this, and we'll see what happens. And not so many words. Ripple, and I already have spot trading, so on XRP, I already have spot position. I think I make more money on XRP than a lot of people think because they think you can only make money when the price goes up. They don't understand that you can swing trade it, so then when it goes back down, but never make that part of your whole bag that's in a cold wallet. If you're swing trading XRP, you have separate funds. Just like when I was swing trading commodities, I took $3,500 initially out of my crypto funds that I made profit on. I turned that into over $13,000 in front of all of you in the last 4 months. I'm being dead serious. You've all watched me do it in 4 months. XRP is great for bots. It sure is. It sure is. I feel very lucky we have a community like this, because for our one community like this, we've got 7,000 that are shit from influencers that just talk about it going to unreasonable levels. Do you know how many people messaged me today saying that they were not happy and XRP owed them a lot more than what it showed this weekend? To have that mindset is a loss. Ripple mints 350,000 RLUSD stablecoins in 24 hours. Holy shit! Brian! Oh my goodness. That's a hefty donation. I was not expecting that. Wow. Brian just sent a $50 donation on Cash App. He sent a $5 donation yesterday as well. This man paid it forward because of the moves we made. That's incredible. You should stop smoking since you're so smart. Smoking what? This isn't a cigarette, sir. I would educate yourself on the benefits of cannabis before you run your mouth and have a weak flex. I broke my back when I was 23. I have many different injuries that I don't talk about. And they tried to put me on all prescription drugs that had me out of my gall when I was 23. And at 23, I made a conscious decision to start smoking cannabis, a plant that I learned how to grow very well. And I don't use chemicals. So if you think I'm smoking a cancer stick, you've got another thing coming. I smoke relaxation. I don't smoke cigarettes. I've never been a smoker of cigarettes. In a landmark development, Ripple has minted a total of 350,000 RLUSD stablecoins with a 24-hour period. The minting took place in 2 separate transactions. 300,000 RLUSD, and how many of you have heard about this? And we have 314 people. I hope all of you stick around for this entire reading. RLUSD followed by 50,000 RLUSD as tracked, and this was minted by RLUSD Treasury. As tracked, reported by Ripple stablecoin tracker on XRP Ledger, XRPL community account dedicated to monitoring the issuance and redemption of Ripple's RLUSD. Currently in private beta on both the XRP Ledger and Ethereum mainnet, Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin represents a significant stride in the company's digital asset strategy. Initial testing of the RLUSD stablecoin began in early August, with Ripple highlighting this phase as a critical step to ensure the stablecoin meets the highest standards of security, efficiency, and reliability before a broader release and the pursuit of regulatory approval. We'll get back to this in 30 seconds, but somebody asked me to check. I talked about XRP, you know, about how it looked like possibly that it was about to dump down here a little bit. And I said if you had the balls, you could definitely leverage trade that. I told that. Maybe I should have went short there for everybody, honestly, just to show you the possibility. I was showing you the other option because I don't necessarily like to go short when I'm in a market like this. Yeah, that was 350,000 additional. There's been over thank you, Mark. There's been 800,000 plus. And I can show you in the Telegram, and the Duke shared this. So thank you, Duke. Thanks to the Duke for sharing this. This was more. We had another 200,000, 50,000, 50,000. And this was on Etherscan. So the Duke, if you're watching, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, no, I don't hide my cannabis. I think it's actually something that everybody should take seriously, especially if you're depressed, anxiety-filled. You know, if you've got a lot of things that you're being prescribed. I mean, it's just... But you're talking to somebody who doesn't take any medicine. I've been doing a 16-hour fast for almost 3 years now as well, since I started working out again. And 2 weeks before October of 2022's Halloween is when I started working out. I started fasting in November of that year. 16 hours a day, and I've never switched. I'm in the best shape I've been in, maybe in my entire life, if I'm being honest. In my entire life. So, some of you can go back 2 years ago and just see how my face looked. You know? Currently in private beta on both the XRP Ledger and Ethereum mainnet, Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin represents significant stride in the company's digital asset strategy. Initial testing of the RLUSD stablecoin began in early August, with Ripple highlighting this phase as a critical step to ensure the stablecoin meets the highest standards of security, efficiency, and reliability before a broader release and the pursuit of regulatory appeal. And I know a lot of people say cannabis makes them nervous and stuff. You're buying it from somebody who's using a lot of chemicals. I hate to break it to you. Or stay away from sativas. Ripple's first announced its intention to launch a US dollar peg stablecoin in April. This move is seen as a pivotal milestone, introducing high-quality assets to the XRP Ledger and unlocking new opportunities for liquidity. Institutional use cases and application development. Somebody asked me what this strand was. This one is a it's a Kush mint, but it's got this one's a sativa mostly though. It's got a little indica in it, but it's mixed. It's got Afghan mixed with, I believe it was Afghan mixed with Kush mints is what it's called. So it's an interesting mix of indica and sativa. It's only a small portion of the well, actually Afghan could be considered a Kush too, so it might be just a straight Kush strand. Afghan, yeah, I think it might be. Anyhow, let's continue because some people don't care about this. The stablecoin is backed by short-term U.S. Treasury. Oh, wait a minute. Ripple first announced its intention to launch a U.S. dollar-pegged stablecoin in April. This move is seen as a pivotal milestone, introducing high-quality assets to the XRP ledger and unlocking new opportunities for liquidity. Institutional use case and application development. The stablecoin is backed by short-term U.S. Treasury securities, dollar deposits, and cash equivalents, ensuring a solid foundation of value. The recent minting spree indicates Ripple's drive to intensify testing efforts ahead of an eagerly anticipated official launch later this year. So Ripple's president, Monica Long, recently provided insights into the company's strategic plan for RLUSD and the XRP ledger in the wake of ongoing developments. She emphasized Ripple's focus on expanding the XRP ledger's utility and promoting financial inclusivity through their stablecoin initiative. The launch of RLUSD is a key component of Ripple's broader strategy to enhance the XRP ledger's functionality, especially by targeting institutional use case that requires secure, efficient transactions. In line with this vision, RLUSD is now listed on CoinGecko, one of the leading cryptocurrency data aggregators. This link provides the crypto community with transparency and real-time data for RLUSD, including live price tracking, market capitalization, trading volume, and historical price trends. By being featured on CoinGecko, RLUSD, I don't want this. What the hell is this garbage? RLUSD, let's see. Provides the crypto community, blah, blah, blah. RLUSD, including live price tracking, market capitalization, trading volume, yada, yada, yada. So Monica Long also shed light on Ripple's ongoing legal challenges with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. SEC, despite these challenges, Ripple has continued to push forward with the development and testing of RLUSD. Remember, it's only private, though. It can't be sold to the public, so only private can buy this. So it's being done privately, as everything else usually is, to get rid of the little guy. The CoinGecko listing is seen as an important step in boosting the credibility and accessibility of RLUSD, aligning with Ripple's objective to widen its reach across global financial markets. Now, we might get into this reading as well, but I don't really put any stock into this. I don't think that that's a decoupling necessarily. I just think it's running opposite of Bitcoin, if I'm being honest. And we've talked about this. That's why you got to look at Bitcoin here, just in case it does want to make a rally out of here. Do I think it's going to? I don't know. I really don't know. Because we did have the bearish cross that we invalidated now in the shorter time frame. It does seem to want to push. I'm telling you, though, when I made this prediction up here, the target was not for 66,000 or... Actually, that's not true. The first target was for 65,000 area, which it made an overzealous push up. For sure. And now we have to make sure this isn't a head and shoulders because... Man, it still seems like, though, if it is, wouldn't it want to come up here and double top or something? I don't know. But the market likes to trick us on the weekend. So I'm more inclined to believe, hey, play it safe here. Don't do anything. But if you got risky blood in you, if you made a little bit of money this weekend, you want to risk $50, go for it. But it's still Sunday. It's a thinly traded weekend that will be coming to an end soon. Look at that. 70 people left when we were talking about the RLUSD coin. It's amazing. So what we're looking at here with XRP, while I still have everybody's attention, because it's been almost an hour here on Sunday. I wanted to make sure to be talking about this with everybody while it was taking this run up this morning. 65.95 was the first level to hold. Did we hold it? No. So now, well, it's not that we haven't held it. Hold on. Let's look at this more transparently. It's not that we haven't held it. It's just that was a level that we knew was a major pivot point. So that's been up there. So, or 65.88, actually. Let's get rid of this because we don't want to see the wrong number. 65.88. If that doesn't hold and you're watching me, you've got that 63.97, but it's very easy to see why that's important. 63.97 is that cup and, or the, actually, yeah. Wow, we're all the way up there. See, we could backtest that rising channel resistance as support now, because technically you'd want to see support there and then come up to that 88.58 possibly. So you want to see support being held there. So yeah, if we're looking at this in the short term, let me pull this out into the longer time scale so you guys can see what this is. So we have the cup and handle, and let me take the arrow out so anybody who's new understands, because it looks like a bunch of lines. This is a rising channel. The bottom is a rising channel that we just broke back above. Then you've got the cup. You've got the downtrending resistance of the handle, downtrending resistance of the handle, or the cup and handle support right here. But you've also got the downtrending support of the falling channel. That is also the falling channel resistance on the handle, which we've satisfied. Now that we've come up here, we're really looking to just make sure in real time that we can hold 65.88 in time without losing 63.9 cents. I'm being serious. If we don't lose 63.9 cents, we're on a big roller coaster up. But the problem is, and of course it has to happen like this, right? We've got the escrow dump on the first. Got the escrow dump on the, you know? And that's a problem. I always say, and with our recent history, what we found out the last couple of years is we generally will have a run up right before the escrow. And then it'll go back down to where it's meant to be. Bitcoin right now is interesting. The fact that it is sitting in this spot for so long, that's a megaphone pattern, folks. I mean, we did come down to resistance on the last tug down and created a big W reversal, came past the neckline. This is a doozy this morning. This is a doozy. This is what I live for. This is the shit I live for. It really is. As far as why I do this program. And for anybody who's new, if you need to know some history, I've been doing this since March 28th of 2021. I've never missed a day. You can never find a day to come here that I haven't been here. So, let's see. If you're looking to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, video description below and our pinned comments, or go into the, we're not done yet, folks. We still got some more reading. I am not done yet. Just because it's almost been an hour, I am not done yet. It's not the week. I don't have obligations. It's Sunday. There's nothing for me to do this week. You know, during the week, usually I'm tired. I've already done a bunch of stuff with the kids. What am I doing right? Oh, if you're looking to trade crypto, look in the video description below and our pinned comments. See where it says you can do that, or you can go to my homepage. And if you're not followed, or if you are, just go XRP Future Millionaire. That's it. Right? That's all you got to do. Click on my page where it says 23,600 subscribers. And right here, I made it easy for everybody. Welcome, I'm XRP Future Millionaire, blah, blah, blah. Read if you want. If you don't, nobody usually does. But if you do, you can see we've had oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, our station's had 5.4 million views over my 5,000 plus videos. That's excellent. I've done over 5,000 videos. We've had over 5.4 million views. I didn't know it had been that many. That's incredible. I love seeing that. I love seeing that, actually. That's super motivating. BITUNIX, HOTCOIN. BITUNIX is the lowest spot and leverage trading fees that I have found, period. Spot trading is the same on HOTCOIN, but leverage fees are a little bit higher. But you don't need KYC or VPN on either. That Bitcoin trade I took was on BITUNIX. So that's, yeah, that's exactly, that's how you do it. If you want to send a donation outside of YouTube, you can do Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. As 2 people did Cash App today, which was incredible during the live, actually. That's crazy. And then BLOFIN, we're going to talk about more of that in 24. You have more control over your leverage trading. So if I had more understanding of the exchange, that's an exchange where we could possibly start taking advantage of. But I'm going to have some catastrophic losses there using their copy trading with nobody copy trading me, because I need to see how it's set up. It gives me a way to understand the platform, but you literally have control over your crypto on that exchange. You don't actually upload it to the exchange until you're ready to buy or sell it. So like if you own it, you can, it's privately held with your, it's not, it's the up and coming style exchange in the last couple years that's going to revolutionize the way we have control on an exchange. So I'm just doing a lot of information on that, so I can't share it with anybody until I have 7 months of market research in. I mean, I can't give you my honest opinion. So I don't have a crypto trading, I can't copy trade right now. I got suspended from it. Because somebody was complaining, or multiple people, even though we're up 237%. So there's nothing to explain. BITUNIX is what I'm waiting for them to allow copy trading. That's what I'm waiting for now. It's supposed to be done this month, which I was skeptical that it was going to be in the USA. So I'm waiting to see the official update. I can't do it on HOTCOIN. We managed to have a very successful run on. They're up 237%, even with all the problems. But some people complained about a $27 loss and claimed that I was botting or what. I don't know what they were claiming, but that's what happened. My account actually got frozen on HOTCOIN, but it got reinstated when they realized that it was BS claims. Once they seen that I was up 270 or 230 something dollars and 230% or whatever, and I was upgraded to an intermediate trader. Like, you start as a junior trader, and if you're good enough with the statistics, you get moved to intermediate. And I got moved up, so we were killing it. Right now, though, is the questionable time in the market. XRP's up over 65. It hit 66 today, but it's at a point now where it's going to come down to, is the market going to give some of it back here once the futures is closer to coming online, or is Bitcoin just sitting around here long enough to where it can be a little bit of an influence? That's an inverted hammer in the 2 hour, but there's still an hour and 40 minutes to go, so it could still be a reversal. I know, that's what I was thinking. This W right here, that's why I bought this with the stop loss, Julie, under 65,290 down here, so it would invalidate that W you and I are both seeing. Because it does need to invalidate that for it to actually come down, and it actually looks like, if we're being honest, of how we could get a reversal, Julie, if it did something like this. If we did this, then you could clearly see a head and shoulders Batman top, right? So now I start looking at, is that what it's trying to do? Because we came all the way up, right? And then if it did a Batman top, or this is a shoulder and then the Batman top's up here and then it starts doing this, you could actually...
Are you expecting it to stay between those two yellow lines?
Only if it doesn't invalidate my thought process. If it gets below 64,499, that's the head.
It's never been above those lines in a while.
No. It's been a little while since this drop. But before this...
That's a huge W.
I know it is. That's what I mean. There's big W's formed. But if the short-term W's playing out, that would allow this, Julie, to end up playing up to 68... Well, at least 66,754.
Thank you.
Oh, guess what, guys? You guys didn't hear me when I said what the copy trading is going forward when I get it on BITUNIX. Only members of Tom's Army will even know we're doing it. It's only going to be released in members-only videos and on the members-only side of town on YouTube. So if you are a members-only, I'm starting to incorporate, and this will be with copy trading because I'm not letting the general public do it anymore, ever. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was doing such a good thing for my audience, and the fact that So there's a community that has members-only, so I can post members only and all this other stuff. So once I do it, I will only be talking about it in members only, and I'll talk about that we have open copy trades, but people won't even know I'm doing it because of what happened. Guys, can you believe? And yeah, there was exchange problems, but from my side of it, I was dealing with the worst of it. I would open up a trade and I would be down 8% on XRP because of it was crazy. And yet we were still up as much as we were. Imagine if we could have figured out the pairings like I said. I finally figured out Ethereum was much better within a 0.5% differential on a 10x. You know? And we figured out Bitcoin and a few others we were starting to trade. Bitcoin Cash, that had a very limited disparity. We were going to make a lot of money. On this XRP trade, we would have made a shitload as a copy trading community. It would have been our single biggest trade. Well, I can't say that. We had a pretty big trade, actually. But percentage-wise, it probably would have been the biggest. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Don't let it weaken you. So now I have a better strategy from when I do it on BITUNIX. I needed to see that side of it so that we could go there. So anyhow, oh, you should have done that from the start. Oh, I should have, Rob, but you ever hear of the power of inclusivity? I tried to give everybody a fair opportunity. But now that I see it can't happen because I got the evidence in front of me, now I can go do it the proper way. So that's no harm, no foul. It's no harm, no foul. I'm still going to keep my statistics right where they were at. I'm going to still say the same thing. I'm up 237% right now. And if I go to a new exchange, I'm starting up $237. And I'm starting with $337 in the copy trading because that's where I was at. So, and with Bitcoin, you could watch this on the small time frames and be like, you know, or you could watch XRP on the small time frames and be like, I don't know what's going on. But what did I tell everybody when it made the run? We have to hold 65.75, right? On the other chart, it's a little bit different, 65.98 or 65.88. But then if it loses that, we've got underneath support at 63.97. That's the rising channel support. That used to be resistance that started as support, which we already had a 40% dump down from there. So we've paid for our sins there. We literally went from up here to 38 cents already, 37 and a half, 38. So, you know, I know it's getting late. I know it's been an hour and 6 minutes. I'm just having a lot of fun talking to all of you. But it is Sunday. I got the kids inside and yada, yada, yada. I haven't eaten in almost 17 hours since 8 o'clock last night. So obviously I got to eat. I switched from 1 to 9 to 12 to 8 because my schedule got a lot earlier. So now I eat from 12 to 8 instead of 1 to 9. Plus the clocks are flipping back soon, so it just makes it easier. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of interesting stuff here this morning. I'm seeing a lot of interesting stuff here. Very interesting. But I do want to read this real quick. Because this was just, I don't want to read this because of the market decoupling, but I want to talk about it because of the 70% volume spike. So it did decouple from the market dump. There's no doubt about that. We've been on the opposite end. But like I've said in the last month or two, what seems to be happening here is whenever XRP is starting to set up for a big move, it's starting to run opposite of Bitcoin the days leading into it. So like Bitcoin would be up 3%, XRP would be down 3%. Bitcoin would consolidate 1.5%, XRP would be up 1.5%. All Kryptonian, I know they're watching right now, actually. Because I can match up and I planned on blocking them initially, but I decided it might be better medicine if they got to hear some of the things and some of the dampers that they've made. Now, when I do the copy trading going forward, I've already blocked this person from receiving my own personal updates. Like, they can still watch my channel, but when I do a members only update or when I do an update to my channel, they're blocked from being any communication from me. So they can't comment in the lives, but I allowed them to continue to watch my channel. And some people might think that that's stupid. I think it's actually smart. I took this person's complete power away. And now they have to watch from the sidelines, understanding that they're missing out on a lot of, and what ends up happening is that it's going to make this person either a better person or a weaker person. Because the power of community is strong. And this person used to be very active in lives. So some of you might go through your heads and say, who was in the lives a lot? And I haven't seen them in a while. I'm not name shaming nobody. That's not what I do. That's not my business. I believe the power of karma. If I name shame somebody, then I have to name prop somebody for doing something good. And I don't want to do that either. Because I think you should do something for the good of things. And I don't think you should do something that goes wrong. You know, it is fair play, but I believe karma plays a bigger role. And this person's receiving better karma. And because of my change in demeanor, it's actually made my program much better. If you think about it, look how my channel's changed here in the last couple of weeks. I've become more hard-ass, more, not stubborn, but more very, this is the way I'm doing it, and nothing can change my mindset. And because of that, a lot of us just made a lot of money the last couple of weeks. I've been much more transparent on commodities. Oh, those are big moves. XRP decouples from market trading volume spike 70%. Hey, can somebody, if you haven't hit that like button yet, 2 more likes to 300. And I know I'm telling the truth because look, 222 people are watching. Out of all the amounts of people that could be watching when I made that point, that's the sign of the angels, folks. So Ripple's native token, XRP, turns out to be the biggest gainer of the day as crypto's printed red indexes. XRP spiked by more than 6% on Sunday morning, recording a decoupling trick from the emerging selling pressure. Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is what I'm saying. So on Friday, we were so comfortable because we said, look what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. Now, are we not as comfortable now maybe that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to have that same catch-up that XRP just did the last 48 hours as they stayed very true to their patterns? I don't know. Something we have to ask ourselves. While the fear and greed index extends its greed sentiment. Ooh, what's the fear and greed at right now? 63. Oh, man. You don't want to see it continuing to go much higher. Let's see. The fear and greed index extends its greed sentiment among investors. The global crypto market cap dropped 0.77% to stand at $2.29 trillion. The cumulative 24-hour trading volume saw a dump of 33% to move around $48.4 billion. Holy shit, I keep dropping this. I apologize. Look at, and I'm only going to read what it lets me because it wants you to pay for this. Oh, I guess this one doesn't want you to. So, MSN, I was going to say if MSN was making you pay now, I was like, what the? I'm not surprised though. Even though AI wrote this, so. XRP price, let's see. So, XRP gains outperform Bitcoin. The price trading around 59.8 cents, registered a jump of 8%. But see, this is behind now, so it's irrelevant because it's already jumped up again. We had a 70% jump in trading volume, but now we're up to 65. See, that probably should have been a spot where we were trying to make a point at 65. Yep, that would have been a beautiful spot. If I wouldn't have been trying to make a separate point, I would have made that short in front of everybody, but I was trying to make a separate point of how to do a long, because people have always asked. So I was trying to show how you would do it in a long situation and how you would do it under to invalidate a pattern setup. And not any time before you give it time to work. I should have just took out both. I was going to do both of them at the same time, but then I'm like, no, that's going to send the wrong message. But anyhow, let's see how this plays out. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. I'm going to go spend some time with Julie and the family. Thank you all so much for the 316 likes. 222 people here at the end. I'm going to end it here because that means we did everything we needed to and more. You might see me again tonight. You might not see me again tonight. You'll at least see me again in a short. But I suspect, you know how I am Sunday nights. I like to be here for the market open and that last candle close of the week, right before the weekly candle closes. So there's a good chance if everything's going good in my house, you might see me around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody, and have a blessed evening. I'm going to go check.